Hi everyone! In this video we're going to look at MAC's Maleficent collection. This is a collection inspired by the upcoming movie with Angelina Jolie, and it is currently available for you to purchase online. I'll put a link to where you can get these items in the description box below, and as always we have full reviews including swatches of the lip colors applied to the lips, as well as all the other swatches on allurabeauty.com. As those reviews get finalized and published, I will make sure to update the list of reviews in the description box for you. If you're interested in the upcoming giveaways that are hosted on this channel, please subscribe. There are plenty of announced giveaways on the channel, but I also do random giveaways on the channel that I don't really publicize, which people who are already subscribed to the channel are eligible for. Alright, let's get to looking at these colors and swatches. So first up is the Beauty Powder, and this costs $30. You'll notice that all of the items from this collection are more expensive than they typically are because of the limited edition nature of the packaging. And anytime MAC collaborates with a different company like Disney, they always charge a noticeable amount more for each product. So the compact comes with a full-sized mirror, and this is what the shade looks like inside. This is the shade Natural. So I'm going to swatch this for you. In this video, please excuse this scrape that I have here. It's taking a while to go away, but this is the Beauty Powder in Natural. Now, depending on the color, beauty powders usually serve different purposes. Sometimes you can just use them as a blush. Sometimes they're more for an all-over-the-face application, and this one in Natural is definitely the latter. It is pretty much a translucent powder on the skin. In the pan, it's a nude, light nude, I would say, color. On the skin, it really doesn't give you any tint to the skin. It also doesn't really have any sort of luminescence, so it truly is like a translucent setting powder. So you probably can't see it, which is usually the purpose of translucent setting powders, is just to set the color underneath that you've already applied on the face. Next up we have the Maleficent Eyeshadow Quad, and it comes in the otherwise standard MAC compact, but of course has the Maleficent design and name on the front. And this will cost $44. Now, I don't know why MAC chose to not put the name of the individual shades on this palette. Usually they do for eyeshadow quads, but for your reference, I'll let you know what the shades are. We have Gold Mine here, Ground Brown, Concrete, and Carbon. And if you're a long-time MAC eyeshadow collector, you will notice that all of these shades in this quad are permanent shades. So there's no new shades in here, no limited edition or re-promoted shades. Basically a quad made up of individual eyeshadows that you can always purchase through MAC. Alright, so first up is Gold Mine, which is sort of a deep golden yellow. Then we have Ground Brown, which has a matte finish and is sort of just a classic medium brown. I'm going to apply a second layer to smooth out the color. It's a little patchy on first application. Here is Concrete, which also has a matte finish, meaning it doesn't have any shimmer in it, and this is a distinctly taupe brown. So it has that gray quality to it. And last we have Carbon, which is a midnight black, again a matte finish, probably one of MAC's most famous colors, just because it's a straightforward matte black. Okay, so there you have the 4 shades you would get in the Maleficent Eyeshadow Quad. Not the smoothest of formulas for the matte shades. The smoothest and easiest to work with is definitely Gold Mine, but especially since the crease area or the eyelid area where you would be applying these colors is much smaller than my arm, you don't see as much patchiness in application, and it is easier to blend in a small area like the eye area. Next is the lipstick that comes with this collection. This costs $17.50. This shade is True Love's Kiss. The Pro Longwear Lip Glass. costs $22, and the shade is Anthurium. And then the Pro Longwear lip pencil is $21.50, and the shade is Kiss Me Quick. It's limited edition but has been released in previous collections. I'll swatch the lip products together, or all in one. So here's Kiss Me Quick, and it's slightly pink toned red, so closer to a strawberry red than a classic red. True Love's Kiss. Again, very slightly pink toned red, although not as pink as Kiss Me Quick. Almost a classic red shade. And the lip gloss in Anthurium. This one is the closest to a classic red color. Okay, so there you have the lip pencil, nice creamy formula, doesn't drag too much on the skin. Same with the lipstick, good bold color with a very slightly glossy finish. And then the Pro Longwear lip glass, which has very opaque color and a glossy finish to it. Okay, so there you have Disney's Maleficent collection. There are a bunch of other items in the collection, but they're all permanent things. So they are items that cost a lot more if you bought it as part of this collection, but that if you bought the same color just in the regular MAC line, you would save a few dollars doing so. So unless you really like this packaging, which in my opinion is not that exciting or unique, it just basically has the wing logo and the Maleficent name on the packaging. So as I was saying, unless you really like that packaging, I really wouldn't bother going out to make a point of buying it as part of this collection, that is the shades that are already permanent. And I think the only one that I showed you in this video that is not a new color is Kiss Me Quick, that lip pencil, although it is a limited edition color, but we have seen it before. And even with the Eyeshadow Quad, which as a whole, all of those colors together plus the packaging is limited edition, but if you're looking at just the colors that are in that eyeshadow quad, they're all permanent. You can buy them all individually, and you don't need to buy them as part of this collection in order to have access to them in the long run. So overall, my impression of this collection is that it is pretty disappointing, not because the quality of the products is bad. In fact, I think that for the most part it's pretty good. I think that the matte eyeshadow quads, I think that the matte eyeshadows in the quad could definitely have a more silky and smooth formula to them. But really what is disappointing is just the overall tone of the collection. And this is inspired by the upcoming movie. It's not based on the Disney animated version. So I do understand why MAC doesn't include really bold colors, like really bright purples that we see in the animated version of this character. But I still think that it was an opportunity to be a little more exciting, and MAC really almost seems to have intentionally made a point of not making these items that they're providing that exciting. And I can only guess that that is because that's more true to the upcoming movie. Now, if this were any other type of collection, I feel almost like this would be a good collection if MAC had something like a basics collection or an intro to MAC collection, because these are very standard colors that almost anyone would have in their collection, like a classic red lip or a neutral smoky eye. That quad is perfect for that, and these lip colors are perfect for that. And the beauty powder in natural, which is basically a colorless setting powder that is just very expensive and in limited edition packaging, those are all items that people would probably want to buy, but I just don't see a reason to buy it as part of this collection. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Please share with me what you think about the collection. I know a lot of my viewers and readers of the website have already expressed a disappointment in there not being more exciting shades in this collection, and I pretty much agree. I don't think the quality deserves that much criticism. I just think that the colors are not very compelling for this collection. Alright, I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thanks for taking the time, and I'll see you in the next one.